It appears Chef Pusheen was busy today cooking up some leaks. You couldn't go on Twitter without seeing the Pixel leaks from today. There was the Pixel 7a leak. There was the Pixel Fold leak, a release date supposedly in June. But I'm going to link my video on the Pixel Fold at the end of this video because my thoughts there really haven't changed. But the one that interests me the most today was the Pixel 8 Pro renders. Makes sense. We're about 6 months out from release. That's typically when you see that the designs are being firmed up and sent out for production or testing or whatever it happens to be. So I believe that that's relatively close to what the final design is going to be. We're going to throw up the image here. Really like what they've done. I really like how they've, I don't want to say minimize the visor. They're still going with the same design language, which is fine. You could do that. But by combining, making the pill larger and having it combine the telephoto with the two other lenses, I think really makes the visor less apparent there, less glaring in your face. I like the fact that it minimizes the impact of the visor a little bit and gives it an overall more uniform aesthetic to the design. I like that a lot. It also looks like they've done something where they've kind of rounded off the edges a little bit. I'm going to come back here. Here's the Pixel 7. And you see they went to that design last year with the Pixel 7 Pro, but it's a little sharp on the edge here. It doesn't feel like, it's kind of like a band around the device. It doesn't feel like it's all one unit, and it seems like they've tightened that up quite a bit. The front is interesting as well, if you notice that. Look at the silhouette or whatever, the image of the front. That, to me, looks eerily similar to another device that we just talked about, our friend the S21 Ultra, which is interesting because they've thinned out the bezels, but they have also made the glass less curved, so it's a flatter glass on the display according to the leak, and that's interesting to me. That would be smart. That would actually be Google making some sense out of stuff. They could look across to Samsung and say, you know what, Samsung's going to be going on their third year of the design for the S24 Ultra, okay? S Pen, all the rest of it. Samsung, I think at this point, is too arrogant to recognize that the S23 Plus is a joke. So they're going to continue to nerf the spec, specifically the screen resolution, on the S23 Plus. So what do? You attract, Google with the Pixel 8 Pro attracts people who had an S21 Ultra, who used to be Galaxy S users from 100 years ago, who don't need an S Pen, who don't like the idea that Samsung's still charging $1,000 for a 1080p display that just kind of looks like what they used to have. So if you were able to offer a compromise-free solution and still come in probably less, if it's $899, it's still going to come in less than the S23 Plus or the S24 Plus, I think that's really smart. It looks really sharp. That, especially in that slate that they had it in that photo that I used, really good looking design. And that's what they could do. Google actually has followed about what you'd want them to follow. The Pixel 6 had the problems with the software. Everybody knows it. I think the big swing that they took on design was a good one. I happen to like this newer design that they've gone with. On the Pixel 7 Pro, they didn't really take any big swings design-wise. They used that time to firm up software-wise, to get the integration working a little bit better, the optimization, so there weren't any major forest fires that there were with the Pixel 6. Now, they've done that. They've got a nice solid base here to work off of. So now they're going to take that base that they've got and really go for it with the Pixel 8 Pro. And I think if you held off, look, I like the Pixel 7 Pro a lot. I know in comparisons, perhaps it didn't do as well as people would have hoped up against the OnePlus 11. But keep this in mind, though. When you're talking about the Pixel 7 Pro versus the OnePlus 11, the Pixel 7 Pro, even though I think that the display is significantly better on the OnePlus 11, the Pixel 7 Pro still has a lot of advantages. And if you're somebody that loves that Pixel experience and what Pixel provides, then this is still a great phone. I really love what they did this year. They did everything that they needed to do. They didn't need to hit a home run with the Pixel 7 Pro. They just needed to prove that they could put the ball in play. And they absolutely done that. And now, if they want to go for the fences with the Pixel 8 Pro, I'm all for it. And it looks like they're doing that. I wish they would make a couple tweaks to Android 13 or Android 14 at that point, the Material You experience. Still not the biggest fan, but I think there are ways they can kind of tailor it to have it be less of a painful experience. It's not a painful experience, but some of the things like the Wi-Fi, but whatever, and just clean up the design a little bit. There are ways to work in the UI and the colors and stuff like that without having those big blocky things on the notification shade. But This is about the outer design, and so far, so good. So if that's the leak, I hope it is. Google's honing in their design. They've honed in their software again, hopefully. They keep up with that. I understand they're late here and there with some of the updates, but I don't mind that as much. If nothing's on fire here, if nothing's broken, then I don't care. And maybe they need better heat dissipation. Hopefully the new design works a little bit better with that, but that's what that is. That's heat dissipation. That's not a heating problem. When I update my other devices, I updated my Flip 4 the other day. I could have cooked meat on it. Literally. It was burning up. But it's on the top of the device, and it's in places that usually don't feel it. The problem with the Pixel 7 Pro is that the heat dissipation went to the band here. And that's something that you felt because you were holding it there. So you felt it get hotter. I personally think that's the issue. Could it be true that the tensor runs a little hot? Yeah, that's been an Exynos thing, and it's kind of based off the Exynos, so that's entirely possible. But if they do those few things, if they make this a little bit more unified design-wise, if they help out with that visor, if they connect the periscope zoom to the other lenses, that's sharp. Flatter display on the front, I'm all for. I know a lot of people hate that. They say that it doesn't feel premium if it's not a waterfall display. That's fine. Personally, I like the flatter display. That's a sharp-looking design, and I'm looking forward to getting that phone in hand. We got to wait 6 months, but it's cool to know that Google's on the right track. That's always helpful. And then they got the Fold, which will be interesting in the meantime, and the Pixel 7a, which, if you base it off the Pixel 6a, was a home run. Lots to look forward to in Pixel land if you're a Google fan. The future, for once, is bright. If you've made it this far, like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Until next time, Pusheen was cooking the meat on the top of that Flip 4. Have that Steve-licious day.